In the heart of Eastern Africa lies the thriving country of Rwanda, filled with adventure, wildlife, intrigue, and majesty. A land bustling with cities full of new growth and innovation, nestled within lush rolling hills and fertile rural countrysides. Above all its natural beauty, what defines Rwanda is its hardworking people of all ages, their hope and faith in their collective future, built on valuable lessons learned from their past, overcoming hatred and division among their people, forging a new unified nation, becoming one people.
Now we are no longer in tribes. This is Hutu, this is Tutsi. We think we are all Rwandans.
Their rich African culture reflects on values from their past, which combines with their collective grit, teamwork, and industry that drives them forward. They also pause to remember the difficult lessons learned from the tragic genocide that tore through their country 3 decades ago, honoring the hundreds of thousands of people who died during this dark period of history, offering compassion and forgiveness to those on both sides of the conflict.
Have love and have unity, work together as a team for the development of your country. You will achieve the development that you want if you are together.
Now, over 30 years later, Rwanda is considered to be one of the safest countries in Africa, and its people continue to work together to build stability and hope for the rising generation and teach the world how to replace division with unity and love. In the spring of 1994, the African country of Rwanda experienced a horrible genocide among its people lasting over 100 days. Civilians, primarily from the Tutsi ethnic minority group, were slaughtered by armed Hutu militias. It is estimated that nearly 800,000 men, women, and children lost their lives during this time. Over the last 30 years, the Rwandan people have worked hard to unify, becoming a peaceful and thriving nation in the heart of Africa. Through their trials, the Rwandan people have developed a unique perspective on how a country divided by hate can realign through civility, good leadership, and love for one another. In spring of 2024, the Utah-based YouthLink Volunteer Service Group traveled to Kigali, Rwanda, and neighboring villages to capture and preserve the personal experiences from members of both Tutsi and Hutu ethnic groups. Through sharing their personal stories with the world, they hope all people can learn from their difficult past and make conscious efforts to seek unity and cooperation within their own lands. The following interviews come primarily from citizens of the Ramagana district in the heart of Rwanda, Africa.
She's saying, thank you for choosing our country, so that you can learn from our history. And thank you also for helping our community.
I'm very happy to see you here, first of all. You've seen where I live.
He also appreciates how you step forward and come to us, and you want to learn from our country, and you get to know the truth. Sometimes we hear and read from the radio news, and you like everything there, like false things. Now, when you are here, you will get the truth.
What were the conditions like in Rwanda 30 years ago leading up to the country's genocide?
ndabyibuka mu ishuri mwarimu mbere yo gutangira amasomo
I remember during our early classes, whenever the teacher was inside, before starting his lesson or her lesson,
yarabanza agasaba ko abatutsi bahaguruka n'abahutu bahaguruka akababara akabandika amazina.
she could first do a roll call, saying that I want to know the number of Tutsi, let the Tutsi stand up, so she could count them and know the number, let the Hutu stand up, so to make them, to separate them that way.
nari umwana ntabwo nari nzi icyo byasobanuraga.
I was very young, I could not know the meaning of that.
They used just to know each other, and just you stay in the class, but you know that group is Tutsi, that group is Hutu, and then teacher, when like teacher is a Tutsi, just he support Tutsi. When is a Hutu, he supports Hutu.
Teachers, of course, were Hutu. Many of them were Hutus, and they could say, Tutsis go to the other side, Hutus have to be this side. So they were like, okay, they know this part is of Tutsi, this one is of Hutu, but in their hearts they have no hatred. So it came difficult when those parties came. When you go to another party, when you are a Hutu, when you come back, they will beat you, like to kill you. So you don't have to go in their meetings. Teachers could come and say Tutsis have to be here, like Americans have to be here, Rwandans you have to be here. So they were like, okay, that part is for Americans, this one is for Rwandans, like Hutu and Tutsi. So, but for them, they had no hatred before, but they were forced.
What did you or your family members personally experience during the genocide?
ibyo ndabyumva cyane ntabwo biba binyoroheye.
It is not easy for me to speak such things at this time.
It was too bad, very bad. They were hiding. It was too bad. He doesn't even how he can explain how bad it was.
Yeah, it hurts a lot. She feel pain a lot.
Our grandmom requested that we should go, all of us,
tumusaba ko twajyana arabyanga.
and we requested her to go with her, but she refused.
aratubwira ngo njye ntaho njya.
And she told us, I'm not leaving my home.
kubera ko ntago abantu nahaye amata n'ibyo kurya bashobora kuza ngo banyice.
But because people that I provided food to them and gave them milk, they cannot come and kill me.
ariko yaribeshyaga.
But she was lying herself.
twaragiye tumusigaho.
We went and left her there.
ntago yari akuze cyane.
She was not that much old.
ariko we yizeraga ko batamwica kuko yumvaga ari abantu babanye.
But she had a faith that they would not kill him, they would not kill her because they were their neighbors.
so bambwira ko bose bapfuye.
They told me they were all killed.
ukuntu bamwishe nabi.
I was amazed the way how they killed her in a terrible way.
abamwishe nabo ngabo bose yari yarahaye amata n'ibyo kurya.
Those that killed her, they are the ones that were the neighbors that she had served with food and some milk from her cattle.
bamwambaye imyenda.
They removed her clothes
bamwambika umunyururu mu ijosi.
and they put a chain into her neck.
bamuzirika ku ngorofani.
They put her on the wheelbarrow.
baramukurura.
And they pushed the wheelbarrow to the extent she died. She has a chain in her neck. The chain is connected to the wheelbarrow. Then they pushed the wheelbarrow. She was naked, an old mom, on the way to the extent she died. It was very sad. They lost such members of the family during genocide. So the father died with the children.
Papa bagiye muri Genocide.
So she lost dad in Genocide and the uncles. They were hiding, they burned even their house. Their houses were down, everything was down.
There came soldiers and militias,
Yeah. Badusaba ko twava muri iyo nzu tukamanuka ahantu hari ikibaya.
So they requested us to leave that mountain and move down in the valley
Kuko hari ahantu hashashe.
because it was a flat land.
Bari bafite gahunda yo kugira ngo batwice twese batwicira aho ngaho.
They had a plan to kill all of us in that valley.
Uwo mugabo witwaga Firigi wari udufite.
That old man, a friend of ours called Gafrij, who was with us,
Yari umuntu wari warize.
he was an intellectual man.
Ahita bibona ko bashaka kutwica twese bakatumenamo isasu, grenade n'imbunda.
Immediately he discovered that they are about to kill them all, to splash them with grenades and with gun, whatever.
Yahise aturekurira twembi.
So he released us
Aratubwira ngo
and he told us,
nimubona ngiye imbere gutya mwe muhite mwirukanka musubira inyuma.
and he told us that if you see us moving in front, you just run going backward.
Ntabwo twari tuzi aho twiruka tujya.
We were not knowing where we are heading,
Ariko hari abantu benshi cyane.
but there were many people.
Nibyo nibuka ko hari abantu benshi cyane.
That's what I can recall in my mind.
Yahise afata agafuka yari afite, akabage gato yari afite.
He just immediately took the bag that he had,
Asa nk'ushaka kujya kugashyira nko muri metero nk'eshanu imbere ye.
and he tried to take it in 5 meters ahead.
Ko ari ukugira ngo we ahite yirukanka bamurase noneho twebwe tubashe gusubira inyuma.
It was a sign that he will immediately run and they will shoot him, and for us we will run going backward.
Niko byagenze.
That's how it went.
Yaragiye ahita yirukanka baramurasa.
He just moved and he tried to run, they shoot him.
Ahita apfa atagwa aho ngaho.
He died immediately on spot,
Ahita bagaruka natwe baraturasa n'amasasu.
and they came and shoot on us.
Noneho mpita nirukanka
I ran,
n'abandi bose birukankaga.
and the entire group everyone was running.
Mpita ngwa mu cyobo cyari kiraho cyari kinini.
And I fall in a deep down hole that was around that place.
Niho nasanze harimo undi mwana undutamo gakeya.
I found there another young boy that was a bit older than me.
Niho twamaze ijoro rimwe cyangwa abiri ntago mbyibuka neza.
I cannot remember very well, but we spent like 2 days or one.
Ko twavuye muri rindi joro rindi.
Because we came out of in the next night, that's when we came out.
Benshi babice bapfuye bari aho ngaho.
And we found dead bodies of the people that were together around that place.
She has a childhood friends from Tutsis families, but they are died.
Most of the families in the country lost their friends and their family members. So as the same, he also lost some of the aunts and cousins, the family members. Their family was also attacked, and after they have lost the brothers, the siblings, the three, so they decided to go to hide to where they can hide themselves. So everyone went to his area to get where he can hide himself or themselves. But him stayed here. He hid himself in this area. After the tragedy, then he came again. I met a child from my uncle's place, my sister's place,
Yeah.
and a cousin.
Bari bamutemye
They had
kuboko.
his hand was cut off.
Arimo ararira cyane.
She was crying,
Noneho afite igitenge cya mama we nawe bari bamwishe.
and she was holding a cross of her mother. The mother was already killed,
N'abavandimwe bose babishe aho ngaho.
and their brothers and sisters and relatives were all killed. I held her hand
Ko yarandutaga ni mukuru.
because he was older than me.
Turagenda ntabwo nari nzi aho tugiye.
We went. I was not knowing where we were heading to.
Noneho ubu twiriwe tubona akantu k'akazu
As
gatoya.
we were moving, we saw a small house around.
Twinjiramo natwe.
We entered together.
dusangamo abandi batutsi nyine bari barimo ntabwo twari tuzi ko barimo ariko tubasangamo
We found in other Tutsi people that was
bamwe
inside.
babarashe abandi bari kurira
Others were crying, others had been shot on.
noneho muri ubwo koko bamwe bariraga cyane
Others were crying at a high volume,
interahamwe zirabyumva ziza zidusanga
and the attack came to us.
interahamwe nizo zatwaza
The militia came to attack them.
baravuga ngo ngo turababonye
And they said, oh, we have seen you.
ngo ntabwo mwari kuducika
We were not supposed to disappear from our sight.
bahita bafunga inzugi zose
They immediately closed all the doors of the house.
rwari urugi rumwe
It was one door of the house
n'amadirishya abiri
and two windows.
barafunga idirishya rimwe n'urugi
They closed one window and one door,
hanyuma baragenda bazana essence
and they went and brought fuel.
bamenamo kugira ngo badutwikire aho ngaho
So they poured fuel on that house so that they can burn us inside.
ntabwo nzi uko byagenze
I don't know what happened,
ariko nari ndi ku rugi
but I was on the door.
nari ndi mama wari uhetse umwana
There was another mother that was carrying a baby.
ikintu nibuka ni uko yakubise inkokora urugi rwose ruragwa
What I can remember is that mom pushed the door with her ankle, and the door was open.
rwose rugwa hasi
The entire door fell down.
not open ntabwo rwose rwaguye
It
hasi
fell down. It was not open, just
ntabwo
fell
ko ari
down.
nk'Imana yabikoze
I can say this was God doing this.
ubwo twese duhita twirukanka
So everyone who was inside disappeared and ran out. As he was still a soldier, what he speaks about mostly when they are together, it's they used to fight a lot to save people that were being killed, and some of the colleagues were injured on that war. They were sisters. No, three sisters died with the father.
She didn't lose anyone in the genocide because she was one side of not hunting. Do you understand hunting? Yes. Hunting. They didn't hurt the family.
She was affected. They said during genocide they had 3 kids, and because they were not killed, they were learning like any other in this country, hiding. And after genocide, they were looking for those genocide perpetrators and imprisoned them. So that's how they imprisoned him. So she started experiencing like raising children alone. She tried to visit him in the prison and visiting children at school. Some failed because of school fees. So because of money, she couldn't make it. In those 15 years, when he was in prison, and I was alone with 8 kids. There was side which was killed, another one was not killed. But everyone in this country was affected.
Everyone still are.
Yeah.
What helped you or your country move past the devastation caused by genocide?
What helped us to overcome that is because of good leadership. Our leader managed to get us together so that we may reconcile. And he said, what happened left us with an experience, so that we may fight it will never happen again. Yes, they are saying because we have good leaders of our country, our government, they encouraged, they said there are people who were hiding to reconcile with others who were killing them, so they can understand they are the same people and speak the same language, so they have to live for one another. But in the help of our government, emphasis to these people to give mercy to them.
The government had already placed an organization that helps the people that have survived, the genocide survivors.
batwishyuraga ishuri
They could pay for tuition fees
amakayi
or books
inyama z'amatera
and mattresses,
ubundi ukajya kwiga
and then you could go to school.
nta kindi
nothing else.
nta byo kubwena ngo hari pocket money
We could not ask for pocket money
cyangwa hari uzaza kugusura kuri visite.
or someone will come to visit you on the visiting day.
Ngezeyo rero
When I got there at high school,
hari umuryango twaremye witwaga ARG.
there was a family that was dropped in secondary level called ARG.
wari umuryango w'abana bacitse ku icumu.
It was an organization of genocide survivor students.
Aho rero twakoze imiryango mishyashya
There we built new families.
kugira ngo tubashe kubaho byadusaba kugira ngo dukore imiryango mishyashya.
For us to live, could request us to form new families.
Umuryango wabaga ugizwe n'abantu 10.
A family was composed of 10 members.
Papa na mama n'abana.
Mother, father, and children.
Nubwo nari muto,
Even if I was young,
biratangaje ko ninjye bagiriye icyizere nitwaga nk'abandi sekuru wabo bose.
it's amazing that I'm the one that was chosen to be, I was selected to be the grandfather of them all.
Numvaga nazabishobora ariko narabishoboye.
I could think I would not manage it, but I managed it.
Bari abana bagera nko muri 200.
There are like 200 students,
ariko nagerageje kubana nabo.
but I tried to stay with them.
After the present government stopped genocide, they came to their presses, like yesterday I would say that they got church things under the military, so they could tell them that we are sorry of what happened. The soldiers could humble and tell them to be calm. We are telling them that sorry for what happened, for losing your friends, your relatives, your family members. You may be knowing where your relative is, or you don't know where he is, but let's be at peace. What happened will never happen again. So they comforted them in that way, that gave them strength to be stronger now.
Do you feel that you have been able to forgive those people?
Bikunda kuhaba kenshi.
He's saying that you cannot revenge someone what he did to you. If you want to have peace and that reconciliation, you have to forgive, and you receive it in your heart that it's in the life goes.
Do you feel that forgiveness helped?
He's saying that it happened so the country, in team 100, and we're all told to forgive. And if you don't forgive, let's say if I don't forgive, she will not forgive, I am not forgive, what will happen next? We'll again go into the same thing.
If someone can come and confess and say, I killed your 10 people or your 10 relatives, 10 people in your family, and that person will forgive him, what is the rest? Someone can forgive you because you killed 10 people in their family. So he sees Rwanda like everything good. Rwanda is a wonderful country. Rwanda has wonderful people. He can't judge anyone, and he sees forgiveness all over in this country.
We managed to come out of this because of the good government that we have and has united together as Rwandans, and that has made our hearts to release our emotions, and we forgive those who committed genocide. This is because it's not too much things, because of the good government that came in and gave us energy to forgive and live together in harmony with our neighbors and those who committed genocide.
I tried to know some of those that killed them. They are even still alive, some of them.
Bari barasohotse barangije igihano cyabo barasohoka.
They are in jail. They finished their days of being in prison. Now they are out.
Ndabazi ndababona.
I know them. I can see them always.
Ariko narababariye.
But I have forgiven them.
Nandi mahitamo nari mfite uretse kubabarira.
I was not having any other choice apart from forgiving them.
Do you feel judged by the village, or are you totally free of the past? Where do they feel everybody is one, or do they feel still like people judge them?
Yeah, it doesn't put shame on us because we are treated like everyone treat each other like a brother and sister. Arumva ari ibintu bitangaje.
Ni byiza gusengera igihugu.
It's okay, nta kibazo.
Ubundi abantu bafite ipfunwe.
He said, the person who have shame, or maybe those who perpetrated, they can still feel. But I think on a small rate, they feel ashamed or they feel judged. But for him, he does attend many weddings in the community and the spirit. He feels totally okay in the heart. He feels nothing like judging him because he does nothing. And he can see our leader made everything possible so that the Rwandans have to be one person and have to see each other like brothers and sisters. So there's no guilt, there's no shame.
Before genocide, we are like a fighting Hutu Tutsis. So it's like a lesson to Rwandan. Just when you divided and you see the one part is this and one part is this, it can give a bad result like we had before in the genocide. So that's why we fight to be a unit more than divided, because we have a big lesson we learned from our history.
nabwira ko kubabarira ntabwo ari ibintu byoroshye.
I could tell that forgiving is not something simple,
ariko cyari igisubizo kugira ngo tubashe kubaho.
but was an answer for us to live.
Kubaho ubona abantu bakwiciye umuryango.
Living in a society, seeing people who killed your family,
mubana,
staying together,
muhurira mu nzira,
meeting on the ways.
utababariye nawe wamera nkabo.
If you could not forgive them, you will be the same like them.
Igisubizo cyari kimwe, twari kubabarira.
The answer, the solution was to forgive them.
What advice do you have for people to prevent contentions and genocide in their own countries?
What she can say is that you need to be like one person. They do things like together. There should be no conflicts that bring that hate and different things that can bring down the country. So they should respect the leaders they have and they work together under their leadership.
Whenever the leadership changes, if the president, you have a new president, and a new president comes in with his new governance system, and that president is having a great heart of telling people to reconcile and forgive each other and live in harmony, that will help. As he was giving an example of Rwanda that what made genocide happen so because of the bad government that was in power by then. But when the another government came in, everything changed, and they came telling them that this will never happen, and it has really never happened.
So you can do the short issues.
So the experience they can share from their part of the genocide was like to be patient, love your country, and be encouraged so that you can be rebuilt again.
She's saying that it's not something that was very difficult to sort it out. Just it requires you to feel that you are all one human being in a country. You are one people, I can say in that way, as she said, and you drop your country together, you live together. No need of thinking about anything. Know that you are one person. Don't bring such a discrimination and separation. For example, here in Rwanda, we used to be in those categories in the past years, but now we are all Rwandans. We don't have such categories in our hearts, in our mind. So that's what has helped us to jump and skip that situation.
Why he's putting much emphasis on good leadership is like those people who were sinned against, there was the one tribe sinned against the other tribe. They good leadership, like forced them forgive or pushed them to forgive. So it's all about good leadership behind everything.
During genocide time, we lost a lot of many of our friends, many of our families. And now you see we've achieved some development, we've united together, and we've just jumped that step. Now we are on the right way moving forward.
It's good to pray for our countries, and it's also good to learn from each other. So you pray for your country, also you pray for us, also we pray for our country too, and we pray for our good leadership so that it remains.
What I can advise you is just first and foremost is love, to have love and have unity, work together as a team for the development of your country. You will achieve the development that you want if you are together.
We shall build our own country as the sons of this country. So we say, Stacy will also build our country. Yes, we shall build together our country. And Jerry, we shall build together our country. Jackie,
all of them, we are building our country.
What we are doing is building our country, Rwanda.
Paradiso,